Hey everyone, welcome to Experiment Crunch Electric Guitar. Today we're sinking our claws deep into this exact sound. Have you ever noticed how using vague genre words in your prompts just makes your entire arrangement go completely sideways? It's literally like a cat chasing a laser pointer. Totally chaotic, darting all over the place and leaving you feeling, well, exhausted. It's the absolute worst when you just want a specific vibe, right? But today, in this explainer, we're gonna fix exactly that. And I am particularly excited to show you how to get it absolutely perfect.
So, I've got a super quick question for you. And hey, be honest with me. You've never actually tried this specific prompt before, have you? It's totally okay if you haven't. Honestly, a lot of creators completely miss this exact combination. But let me tell you, it is an absolute game changer for locking down your sound. It's like finally catching that toy you've been pouncing at all day long. When you get this right, your track suddenly has this incredible, undeniable attitude that just works.
Okay, so here is the magic formula. Are you ready? Quote, crunch, electric guitar, warm, mild breakup tone, edge of amp saturation, palm muted rhythm, A minor, 96 BPM. Seriously, you need to go copy that straight into Suno right now and hit generate. Trust me on this one, hearing it with your own ears is so much faster and way more impactful than me just reading about it to you. The very moment that track starts playing, you're gonna feel exactly why these specific words are so incredibly powerful. Well, let's look at what's actually going on behind the scenes here. Crunch sits in this incredibly narrow space, hovering precisely between perfectly clean and totally distorted. Imagine a cat balancing perfectly right on the very top edge of a narrow wooden fence. When you push an amp's volume knob just far enough, the signal stops being crystal clear, but it hasn't collapsed into a messy, noisy distortion either. It just hovers right on that beautiful, highly sensitive edge, waiting to react to every single touch of the strings.
And you know, real analog tube amps create this naturally, and the physics behind it are just utterly fascinating. The electrons inside the glass vacuum tube get pushed right up to the absolute very point of overload. Because of that intense building pressure, the tail end of the sound picks up this slight, gorgeous roughness. That is exactly why crunch is the only tone that manages to keep both sparkling clarity and wild grit alive at the exact same time. It is pure physical magic happening inside those tubes.
Here's another vital thing worth pointing out, especially from a composer's perspective. Crunch has been the backbone of rock guitars since the earliest days, and there is a huge reason for that. A fully clean tone, well, that can sound totally flat and sleepy emotionally. And full distortion, that often feels way too extreme to read as sincere. It's like an angry, aggressive hiss. But crunch sits perfectly in the middle, carrying this incredible, restrained intensity that harmonizes beautifully with deep, meaningful, and emotional lyrics. Once you hear it in a classic rock track, you can tell immediately why that exact sound still holds up decades later. It pushes so incredibly hard without ever falling apart into chaos. And that's the entire identity of crunch. It's got major attitude, and the best part is you don't need to go hunting for that sound in expensive, complicated software plugins. You can pull it straight out of Suno in seconds. But hey, before you go try it out, reach out a paw and scratch that subscribe button for me. So you might be tilting your cute little head right now and asking why A minor and why exactly a massive 96 BPM? Well, let's talk about the key first. Minor keys pair completely naturally with the restrained intensity of a crunch tone. It sits perfectly in that moody, mysterious middle ground between bright and dark, which creates the most amazing emotional harmony with your lyrics. It really makes the listener feel the underlying tension of the story you're trying to tell. And then there's the tempo. 96 BPM moves just a tiny bit faster than a normal walking pace. This is so crucial because it builds up incredible tension without ever feeling rushed or panicked. When you feed Suno that specific key and tempo together, it automatically reaches for those legendary classic rock groove patterns. The drums lock into a super tight pocket, the bass beautifully anchors the rhythm from the bottom, and the guitar pushes forward right on top of it all. It is a guaranteed vibe that will absolutely have your tail swishing to the beat. Oh, and there is one more absolutely vital thing. The phrase palm muted rhythm matters way, way more than people expect. Palm muting means physically resting the soft edge of your picking hand against the guitar strings while playing them. Physically, this chokes the vibration, shortening each note into a tight percussive thwack. If you leave that phrase out, Suno might arrange long, sustained, totally sleepy chord strums instead. But the real biting character of a crunch tone lives right there in that muted, aggressive attack. It changes the entire feel. Section title: Locking the exact tone. Okay, now let's pivot and talk about a huge hurdle Suno users run into constantly.
Have you ever typed rock as the genre, expecting something cool, and watched the results go in a completely unexpected, weird direction? I know I have, and it honestly makes me want to hiss. It can be super frustrating when you have a specific sound in your head and the AI just completely misses the mark.
So here is exactly why that happens. The single word rock covers an enormous, wild, untamed range of subgenres. You've got alternative, pop punk, classic rock, heavy, hard rock, and they're all boxed up tightly under that one single tiny word. So when you just type rock, the AI is basically pulling a random toy out of a massive toy box. The real perfect fix? Specifying the physical tone itself instead of relying on broad genre tags.
Writing things like crunch electric guitar, edge of amp saturation pins down the exact physical state of the sound. It's literally like pouncing right on your exact target with zero hesitation. This specific instruction keeps Suno from drifting off into the wrong subgenre entirely. When you pair that exact, laser-focused physical state with a clear key and tempo, the entire arrangement direction narrows in incredibly tight. You're telling the AI exactly how the physical instrument should be behaving.
Here is something producers find genuinely tricky about getting a great crunch tone in the real world. Dialing in that extremely narrow window between clean and distorted on a real physical tube amp takes a super careful, delicate touch, since it's such a tiny, sensitive window on the volume knob. 1 millimeter too far, and you absolutely ruin it. But Suno can hit that same sweet spot window consistently once you describe it perfectly as edge of amp saturation. It actually lands there more reliably than turning a physical amp knob by hand. How incredibly cool is that, yeah? And there's one more prompt detail totally worth knowing before you go. Make sure to include the phrase warm, mild breakup tone as well. Breakup refers to the exact mechanical moment a sound signal starts to mathematically split apart right before full overload. It's that initial fraying of the sound wave. Without that phrase, Suno might accidentally lean fully clean instead. That one specific, beautiful phrase completely locks in the gritty texture of the tone, so it just doesn't slip away from you.
All right, you have the ultimate formula. Go copy that prompt right now. Seriously, test it out for yourself. If you notice a massive difference once you hear it, drop a comment below and let me know how perfect it sounds. If this explainer helped you finally get that elusive crunch tone, go ahead and hit subscribe. But before you go, think about this. If just a few carefully chosen words can perfectly emulate the complex, chaotic physics of an overloaded vacuum tube amp, what other legendary, untouchable analog sounds are waiting out there to be unlocked by the perfect prompt?
Done the work that don't get praised. My go. Some folks chase the lights and headlines. Some folks want the world to know their face. Me, I just wanna finish what I started and leave something worth finding in my place. One more round, that's all I ever ask for.